Okay, so it's Tuesday, it's time for a tutorial. If you haven't seen any of our previous tutorials, the one I would recommend is going and looking at how to be smarter and safer on MetaMask. That will set you up nicely for this because there's some basic hygiene that you need to perform with MetaMask, and that will help you be at least somewhat safer with your NFTs. But today we're talking about how not to get scammed with NFTs. This is by no means exhaustive. There are a gazillion different ways that scammers will get you. The idea is just build up a library of different things that you do to help you stay a bit safer. And the reason we're sort of talking about this is because there's just been a bunch of them recently. So here was Big Daddy Ape Club. It was a rug pull, $1.3 million. And what was interesting about this one is that Civic, it's quite an OG project now. It's an identity verification protocol. They'd actually verified the Big Daddy Ape Club. I think people are quite skeptical about teams that are not doxed. So it's kind of been one of these big things. Is the team doxed? Is it not? Is it anon? Is it not? There are good anon teams and there are bad anon teams. Bantake, for instance, one of the big developers, he's anonymous. She's anonymous. He's anonymous. Who knows? But does that mean that he's a scammer? No. So Big Daddy Ape Club, there's their Twitter account. Doesn't exist. They exit scammed. And I don't think the people who bought these NFTs even got them half the time. So that was a big one. Then this happened. The CryptoBatz, they actually accidentally posted a link. So what happened here was there was a vanity link for their Discord. You know what a vanity link is. It's a link that looks nice, even though underneath there's all sorts of alphanumeric stuff going on. And they changed that vanity link, but the tweets that were referencing that old vanity link, they didn't delete. So scammers were able to set up a fake Discord and a fake website that was allowing them to trap a bunch of people in what looked like whitelist spots and other things. And they kind of imitated the language that CryptoBatz used on Twitter. And because CryptoBatz was one of these kind of highly hyped projects with loads of excitement around it, people just went, oh my gosh, and then aped into it and got scammed. Then this recent one was the OpenSea flip. So this one was quite kind of an odd one because basically the reason it happened is because people were trying to avoid paying a gas fee to cancel a sale. So you could list something on Rarible, and then if you actually moved that asset to a different address, then the sale would go away. But actually, if the asset went back to that address, the sale would still be there. So basically, there's a gas fee to delist an item for sale. And we know the gas prices are kind of, what they are at the moment. So this was just really a hack to get around paying the delisting fee. But it backfired in the case of T-Baller, who lost an ape that sold for 0.77. Imagine that. And then the scammer that grabbed it was then able to sell it for a lot more. So LooksRare announced that they will be adding a basic NFT transfer function, and if you're sending an NFT that's listed for sale, we'll remind you to cancel the listing before you make the transfer. But yeah, this was a weird one. I think Ledger is going to be doing a session on this tomorrow on Twitter Spaces that you might want to check out because they apparently warned OpenSea about this months ago and nothing happened. So that's where we're going to start. We'll have a look at some basic kind of good practices on Discord and OpenSea, and then some things to think about when you're buying NFTs. But we'll get into all of that after this message from our sponsors. Nexo.io is a trusted and easy-to-use crypto lending and exchange platform where you can buy cryptocurrencies at the touch of a button and start earning up to 17% annual interest that's paid out daily. They support all of the major assets on the market, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, and Polkadot, and allow you to swap one asset for another with lightning speed. With Nexo, you can buy crypto with your Visa and MasterCard credit or debit card instantly and start earning on your digital assets right away. You can also borrow cash and stablecoins tax efficiently against your digital assets without selling them. Nexo complies with the highest security standards and is audited in real time, which is why nearly 3 million people in over 200 countries trust the platform with their digital assets. So whether you're just getting started or you're a seasoned pro, get the most out of your crypto today at nexo.io. What's that? New sponsor? Do a new message? Sure, lovely. Back the money truck up. Potion helps you manage risk within the DeFi space. For example, you can buy insurance on the price of Ethereum at $3,000, and if Ethereum goes below that, well, you're going to be protected. One thing that's new and exciting about Potion is that you can now fully customize the length and level of your protection so you can get exactly what you want. Potion uses a new generation of derivatives mathematics based on the Kelly criterion, which ensures long-term survival for LPs. It's also been designed to be accessible to everyone and has a smooth and slick UX. The insurance policies created are fully collateralized on-chain, everything's public, transparent, and the smart contracts respond automatically to risk. Finally, the project will be launched in a rather interesting and novel way that's completely decentralized from the get-go. The launch will be based on an NFT on-chain game, which will enable the community to come together and decrypt the protocol. If you want to know more about it, join the community on Discord and follow them on Twitter. So the thing is, when you get scammed, the temptation is to go looking for a culprit, to go looking for someone that didn't do what they were supposed to do. If you spend any amount of time in this space, you quickly realize that the only person to blame for anything is you. You are, in fact, the soft, squishy, vulnerable element. And most of the attacks that happen in the NFT space and throughout crypto are about social engineering. Humans are fallible. Scammers know this. But they also know that humans are in a state of, sleep deprivation and desperation because they want to make money, and are also trained to think in a way that puts caution to the wind. That's what it's like to be in crypto. It's a casino most of the time. And so people's guards are down. They'll ape into things. They won't think twice. They won't do the research. So it's just scammers' paradise. So when I said you're only to blame, I do mean that the fault lies with you. But I also mean that by recognizing that, you can also say, well, I can dispense with blaming other people, blaming technology, blaming safeguards that aren't there. This is the pact we make with crypto. Be your own bank. That means take responsibility. So take responsibility. And that means exercising a certain amount of self-control or self-awareness. I think that's another thing. So there's a very famous phrase in crypto: don't trust, verify. We don't trust anything. This is a trustless place. However, often with these sales and Discord channels, we are required to trust to a degree the people that are around us, or to feel out what we think is someone whose intentions are correct. The problem with that is that some people start out with good intentions, and then those intentions turn to a different path, and you will never know until it's too late. So don't trust, verify. And there are lots of different ways you can do that. The blockchain, thankfully, is very, very good at giving you the data you need to make that verification, but most people don't really spend the time to do that. Remember, there's always another opportunity. The wonderful buffet that's available to us in this space. There's always something else going on. There's always another game. You'll hear, is there a mint today? Especially in NFTs, there's always something going on. And that one thing could be a Bored Ape, it could be a Creeps, it could be a Doodles. You just don't know. And because you don't know, if you miss it, well, then there's no blame to be attached to that either. Most people don't know anything. In fact, nobody knows anything. Nobody's anything. Even if they tell you they do, they don't. If something doesn't feel right, if it just doesn't feel right, then walk away. And if you don't walk away, just make sure that you know that you could lose everything. I think it's very easy for people to say, only put at risk what you're prepared to lose. But if losing things makes you feel horrible and bad, just don't put yourself in a position where that could happen. Simple. Scammers prey on information asymmetry. So because nobody knows anything, those who appear to know something look like kings. They look like people who have all the answers. And that certainty, that swagger, that bravado is very easy to project when all you are is an avatar and a line of text. So that's something you have to be very, very careful about. I stand here or sit here and talk to you. I'm Docs. This is my phase. This is really me. And I have no issue with that whatsoever. I stand by my convictions. I stand by what I say. But people on Discord, they don't necessarily hold by those same rules because, they're anonymous. Influencers know less than you. So true, this one. Influencers are the masters of projecting assurance and knowledge. They will be so convincing in their sales technique that they will make you believe anything that they want you to believe. And I've spent nigh on 2 years standing in front of a camera talking about stuff. I'm aware that I have this nice, well-rounded English accent, and I feel convincing when I say stuff. But at the same time, I'm also deeply aware of how important it is to set a line. I'll say things, but I won't say things over there, and I won't try and influence in a certain direction. And I won't try and influence in anything other than really just being safe. Because, yeah, there's an enormous amount of power attached to that. And people look up to you and they want to know what you know. Unfortunately, most influencers know absolutely zero. And what they know best is how to sell you stuff. So I'm always very, very wary of influencers. We're going to come back to that. Next thing I would recommend is knowing yourself. Really knowing yourself and understanding what it is that you want, what it is that drives you, and what it feels like to lose all of that. Know yourself. I don't think most people really spend the time to really get to know yourself. But if you understand what your emotions will do to you under pressure, and crypto puts you under pressure, trust me, this week, people have been deeply in the red. Think about that. How does it feel? What would you do differently? And then detach blame from that. Nobody knows anything. Therefore, how could you possibly predict X? You can't. Nobody can. Even people who say that they can, that they saw it coming, they were just lucky and they took a bet and it paid off. But it is a bet. It is a bet. So one of the most powerful strategies that whales use is that they buy a bit of everything. And they can do that because they're chip stacked. So whales over time grow this immense capacity to absorb losses, because for every 20 projects that don't work out for them, there's one that blows up. And so they can just spread bet, and then, the one that picks up makes up for all the losses. That's kind of a VC play. You don't have that. And unless you've reached a certain chip stack, you don't have that. The next thing to think about is there are two types of people in crypto. There's blind optimists and there's eternal pessimists. The blind optimists believe that everything's going to work out for the best, and they just keep going. And then there's the eternal pessimists. You've all seen them, and they're the ones that believe everything is a scam and that nobody can be trusted. Both of them are good. So you have to kind of exercise a balance between the blind optimist in you and the eternal pessimist in you, and figure out what the best balance for you is. But nothing beats time on the ground in this space. And finally, the road to hell, as I said, is paved with good intentions. I have seen so many people over the years that were genuinely good people with good intentions who made one mistake and then compounded that mistake with another mistake and then compounded it again and just dug themselves into a hole so badly that was it. And they destroyed themselves and other people in the process. It happens. It's human nature. So let's talk about Discord hygiene. Sketchy balls. Discord it's wonderful, isn't it? Lots of different channels, lots of different conversations, lots of information. So much better than Telegram, isn't it? Unfortunately, Discord is not the most sophisticated app from a security point of view. And so it's very possible for moderators to get hacked, for the Discord permissions to get hacked, and you wouldn't know. So there are certain things that we have to do just to try and really exercise caution. And really, we have to return back to the core principles of crypto. Never give up your private keys. And then there's another one here, which is never screen share your transactions. If someone says, show me what's happening, and it involves opening up MetaMask, do not do it. I have to be so careful about this when I'm doing tutorials. Like, I've put out tutorials where I'm like, oh my God, I wish I hadn't put that out. And I wasn't at risk, but like you will have noticed last year, I started doing less and less walkthroughs using MetaMask. I'm doing it a little bit more now because I'm kind of being a bit more careful about how we do it. But yeah, never screen share your transactions. And MetaMask used to have a thing where there was a QR code that would pop up. And if you could nab that QR code, then you could gain access to someone's MetaMask. I think they've changed that now. But yeah, sketchy. So Discord hygiene, controlling the message. Control what comes through to you. The moment you join a Discord channel, you'll be targeted by spammers. People looking to hook you into a different Discord channel, and worse, telling you there's an opportunity for you to get on the whitelist, or that there's an early opportunity for a sale. Daniel, who works in the office here, he got hooked by one for Hatebeast 2 days before the sale. And he didn't tell me that it was happening. He said, oh, I've just bought a Hape. I was like, How much for? He said 0.3 ETH. And I said, there's no way heaps are going for 0.3 ETH. Checked it out. Someone sent him a DM. You've got this opportunity. There was a link in it. Boom. Spammed, scammed. And there you go. So here's how you turn off the DMs. Down here, you'll see a little cog icon. So this is down the bottom left of Discord. Click on that. Then go to privacy and safety. And then here, server privacy defaults. Allow direct messages from server members. Make sure this is off. Now, thing to bear in mind is when you join a Discord server, there'll be an opportunity to verify, to join. So what this will do, this will open up a CollabLand bot, and you will be able to connect your wallet. The bot will look inside your wallet and say, okay, you have the NFT that qualifies you for this Discord channel. That bot will not work unless this is actually on. So there's a little window. If you're interacting with the CollabLand bot, you will open this up. Once that has been verified, make sure you turn it back off again. And even beyond that, people are getting scammed by CollabLand bots. So that gets us into our next thing, which is vetting the information that you get through on Discord. So we're looking at the Bored Ape Yacht Club here. There's an official links channel on Bored Ape Yacht Club. Here you will see a list of vetted links. These are the official links for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And you've got to make sure that you go here rather than using Google. I know it sounds like Google should have all the answers, but Google's full of crap. And it's full of fake websites that sort of look right. You know, if you search Binance on Google, you will get a bunch of Binance clones that are more than happy to take your money away from you. So go to the official links, and this will give you the website, the Twitter handle, most importantly, the OpenSea collections. And with that, you can be pretty sure that the information you're getting is correct, as long as you are, in fact, in the right Discord channel. So the other thing to do is to check the roles on Discord. And on the right-hand side of Discord, you'll see, I've used the fluffs here. So here are the fluff masters. You've got Aaron, Brooke, and a couple of others. You also got the fluff mods down here. The fluff mods, or the mods of any channel, are really, really important because they are the interface between the project itself and the community. It's unlikely that if you message these people, they will message you back. They're too busy. They're too busy doing other stuff. The mods, on the other hand, they will. So the best way to initiate a conversation or get into a DM situation with any of these people is to start a public conversation, tag them, and say, is it okay if I DM you? What I see a lot of in Discord is people saying, DMs, please, or just sending a fucking rude message. Don't be rude. 99% of people in crypto have no idea how to comport themselves. If you add just 1% of politeness into your message, don't assume, treat them with respect, they will come back to you and you're starting off the conversation on the right foot. Once that happens, you can then add a friend or you can wave to that person in DMs and then you can start a conversation. But make sure they have registered the fact that it's you and you check who they are. The mods themselves will have a role and you'll be able to see that role in the Discord. But start that public conversation first. Here's why. If somebody who's not a mod contacts you in that public conversation, what's amazing about communities is they self-police. Someone will say, oh, no, this is a scammer. Don't trust him. And most Discord channels have a 24-hour rota of moderators. So there's always someone in a different time zone somewhere making sure that this is cleaned up. They won't always necessarily be monitoring the chat, but you can check whether someone's a scammer or not. And these things get outed very, very quickly. So make sure you have that conversation in public. If someone spots it and they say, actually, no, this is a scammer, they'll let you know. So Discord overexuberance is something I see a lot of. A lot of NFT projects have what they call an alpha channel. So here, members of the community will share tips for NFT sales that might be going on and share them with you. And they will do it in a way that can be quite exuberant. And Here's an example of one from a channel I'm in. Hold it, the train ain't stopping anytime soon. They've got 6 more drops planned over the next 2 months once we approach their timeline. When you see something like this that only happens once in a blue moon, you throw yourself at it. Like I said when it was at 3 ETH floor, I'll say again now at 8 ETH floor, there's a hell of a lot more room for growth. Still the big whales aren't in. They will come and it will moonshot to Kong's Gen levels. The founder, super smart guys with a pretty amazing vision, most impressive. The execution I've not seen anything like except for maybe in the legacy core world of Fortune 500 type companies. Does that sound like somebody who is giving you rational information? No. Now, I don't know whether Creeps is a scam or not. I've seen that it's been very, very successful recently, but this is somebody shilling it at 8 ETH and with all the Lumi token, passive income crap that's going on. Yeah, this just makes me want to run away in the opposite direction. I'm not saying that Creeps is a scam, not at all. I'm just saying that this kind of behavior, this kind of information, this kind of language makes my skin crawl because people are so easily swept up and seduced by it. They want to be part of something successful. The subtext of all of this is, I would like the ride to continue, so I want you on it with me to make myself feel even better about it because I'm winning, and I want you to win with me so I can feel better about it. That's just somebody wanting to feel important. Be Iceman. Be cool. Don't fall for it. And if you do fall for it, you know that you're taking a risk. That's on you. So OpenSea Hygiene, this is the next thing. Like I said before, with Bored Ape Yacht Club, you can go to the official links and you can see the official Bored Ape Yacht Club collection. This isn't so important for Bored Apes because Bored Apes is established, but you get new projects coming in where it can be difficult to determine which is a correct collection or which is a fake collection, and particularly when mints are happening. So there'll be a collection of 10,000 in the mint, but the mint is ongoing, so there might actually only be 1,000 actually available for sale. This is good for a scammer because they don't have to mint 10,000, which is, kind of expensive. They can mint 1,000 and it'll still look legit. It'll still look like something's going on. So what you can do on OpenSea, you can check this blue check mark. This is a verified collection. OpenSea has said, yes, we believe that this is the correct project. There's enough volume to determine that this is something you can trust. So we have verified it. Some projects have got this and they weren't so good, but generally it's okay. You can trust that. But what you can also do is you can go and look at the details tab of an NFT, go to the contract address, and this will open up Etherscan where you can check this hash string here. And this will give you something you can verify with the moderators of a channel. So never be scared about taking this and saying, can I just check with the moderator that this is the correct contract address for this NFT? Easy enough to do. Would it save you money? Yes, absolutely. Another thing you need to check is bids. So it can be quite exciting to get a bid on an NFT, particularly when the bids are going up and they're above your sale price. It's like a safety net because it's quite hard to sell NFTs. And if the bids are going up above where you entered, wonderful. Then you've got an instant sale, bosh, bash, bish. Unfortunately, with OpenSea at the moment, you will see bids like this, and those bids don't exist at all because they're being withdrawn, but OpenSea will still show it as an existing bid. So you might look down your collection and see these lovely pink WETH symbols and go, oh yeah, I'm good. But then actually when you click through on the NFT, that offer is gone. And also check this one out. So this is an offer of 0.0069. The last sale on this was 69 ETH, 69 WETH. So someone bid 69 WETH and was able to snag this Bored Ape. So this chancer has said, oh yeah, cool. I'm just going to put this in, 0.0069 WETH. So from the point of view, the psychology of the owner of this, if they were in a hurry, they weren't paying attention, they might go, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to be on as even here with this NFT minus gas, obviously. So I can get out, break even on this NFT and just be on my way. Because some people just want liquidity and they don't care and they're in a hurry. Bosh. You see the way the numbers are the same. I mean, obviously this looks ridiculous. But if you're in a hurry, you're not paying attention, or you're sleep deprived, how many Twitter spaces have you spent listening to people rattle on and talk crap for hours and hours on end? You know how it goes. So when you make an offer on an NFT, you can do it in WETH, you can do it in DAI, you can do it in USDC. And the thing is, literally all of the offers you'll ever see will be in WETH. But What happens if you get an offer in DAI and USDC? An offer of 200 DAI is a very different offer to 200 WETH, is it not? So if you, for instance, see, 6 WETH on something like, let's say, a Clone X, which seems about a fair bid, and you think, oh yeah, cool, I'll take it. Just make sure that it's not 6 DAI. USDC is a bit easier to spot, but DAI, if you're in a hurry on a mobile, could go wrong. So make sure you check the currency. There's also issues where a bid will be suddenly withdrawn and a bid will be changed last minute. This can happen, but that's when you're rushing. And if you're rushing, well, again, that's the risk that you decide to take. So I've done a video on how to stay safe with MetaMask. We went into all sorts of kind of pretty granular things to do with MetaMask, just real kind of detailed stuff. I would highly recommend checking that out. And then the other thing is beware of influencers. So this is Andre Jik. He talked about how the top 3 NFT projects that he's buying. I went through that video and yeah, it was full of inaccuracies. This is Andre, who has millions and millions of followers, and the video was full of inaccuracies. This is the information that's getting out there. And Andre, bless him, knows a lot about certain things, but doesn't know that much about NFTs. But there he is preaching to his flock about NFTs. And yeah, he doesn't know very much. Here's Banks. Banks is a famous NFT. What do you call him? Influencer? Yeah. People often flag Banks as being attached to a project or interested in a project as a sign of legitimacy. And well, also, I don't think he knows very much either. And it's best to start from a position like influencers don't know anything. And the reason I make that distinction is because influencers get paid not to give you information, but to influence. And who are they influencing? You. And the fact is, most of them don't really know anything. I was really brought down to earth when I started working at Harmony, because I'd come into Harmony thinking I knew a lot. I'd been through a whole ICO phase. I knew a lot about ICOs. I didn't know so much about layer ones. I didn't know so much about the technology. And it was pretty humbling to sit in a room and go in there going, oh, I know everything. I didn't know anything. And I came out with it knowing 1% more. And now I see things a bit more clearly. At projects, what really goes on is absolutely the complete opposite of what everybody thinks is going on. We all paint this picture of the reality, but it's not at all what's going on here. And influencers have never done that. They don't know. So don't trust them. And don't trust me either. You can take what I say with a pinch of salt. You can use it to fuel your own investigations. But I don't really know everything, but I know a lot. And I hopefully continue to grow and learn as I go. But again, the one key distinction here is I'm not getting paid to influence you. I don't get paid per click, per eyeball. So every time someone clicks on an Andre Jik video, he earns some money. So that's why I don't trust him. It's as simple as that. Because the incentive for him to make a video is different than it is for someone who's just purely educating you. And it's not to say that I'm purely educating you. I like to have fun making videos, but at the same time, it doesn't matter to me whether the video does 10,000 views or 4,000 views. It makes zero difference. Finally, here's a CoffeeZilla. Gotta love CoffeeZilla. Tweet about wash trading. So this is a $500 million punk sale. I mean, wash trading, we know it goes on. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Well, it's net a bad thing for sure, because it creates fake volume, and you see these volume spikes on OpenSea, and you might think, well, volume indicates interest, indicates PAMP, indicates profit. Not always. Fortunately, you can use the blockchain, you can use Etherscan to check whether a wallet is selling backwards and forwards to itself, and obviously that wallet is then generating gas fees, which is reducing the profit, but whatever. And then this threadguy.eth tweet, it's more and more evident that anonymous isn't the Web3 future. I would disagree with that anonymity is a core pillar of Web3. We have to discuss what that's going to be. But I think just saying you should be doxxed is denying those who don't want to be doxxed or don't want to work in that way, or who live in places where that would be really actually perilous to them. I think that is a dangerous stance to take. Just my point of view. Anyway, as always, do your own research. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any suggestions for others to how to be safer in NFTs and generally in this space, please do drop them in the comments below. So that was it for today. I would urge you to subscribe to this channel because we put out a video every day, thereabouts, or something like that. And some of them are actually quite good. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe already. We are trying, I don't know if we're going to make it, to get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. Amazingly, YouTube verified us, 100,000 subscribers, legit, innit? So now, it's not a blue check mark, but we do get a play plaque button thing that I'll polish up and unbox on the channel for your pleasure. But until then, trust me, we made it, fam. And we'll make it more. And we hope that you make it too. See you on the next one. Peace!